Okay, welcome back to the playground, everybody. And currently, we are inside of an escape room where if I press this button up here, it will split this guy into 5 different pieces, just like that. However, this guy actually has a chance of surviving because today, I'll be asking the 2 smartest AIs, Grok and ChatGPT, to escape 5 different escape rooms. And these 2 AIs will be battling out to see which AI is smarter. It can escape all 5 escape rooms in less total attempts. And that will determine which AI is smarter. So without wasting any more time, let's get right into escape room number 1. Sorry, dude. You're done for. All right, so as I just showed you guys, this is escape room number 1. And how this one works is, well, as I showed before, I click this button right here. It rips this guy apart. And then afterwards, these pistons open and you're able to escape the escape room. I have no idea how the AIs are going to try and escape this one. However, ChatGPT's up first, so I guess we'll see what it's got. Okay, here we are in ChatGPT, and I'm currently giving it the prompt to tell it that it has to escape our first escape room here. And I gave a little description on what it's actually, what the escape room is. So let's see what the AI says here. Ooh. Okay, ChatGPT's first attempt says, I'd rip the ropes off the victim before pressing the button so the tearing mechanism has nothing to pull apart. Then I press the button, wait out 5 seconds, and calmly walk through the exit when it opens. No blood loss, just timing and quick prep. Now, I guess I didn't mention, there is spikes beneath the guy, so that's probably not a good idea. Okay, I've just told the AI that if they cut the ropes, they'll just fall into spikes and die, so I guess we'll see if the AI still wants to go through with this. It could. Nope, new plan. Instead of cutting all ties, I'll keep 1 or 2 ropes connected to hold them above the spikes, then press the button. The exit timer runs, they stay suspended, and I escape while they're still alive. I mean, they'll still be in the escape room, though. Okay, here we are in the playground, and the AI basically just wants to cut most of the ropes, but not all of the ropes. I cut the ropes, and I guess we gotta press the button. I know it said to wait, but I kind of have to press so the machine actually works. The guy's going to get lifted up. They are still alive, as you can see. The AI could win this right now in 1 attempt. It just has to figure out how to get this guy from here out the door, because he's still held on by a rope. So let's ask the AI what to do next here. Okay, I'm telling the AI that it's still holding on by a rope. This is still 1 continuous attempt because the guy hasn't died yet. Perfect, that's exactly what I wanted. With the doors open and them safely dangling above the spikes. Are they really safely dangling above the spikes? I feel like this is not safe at all. Anyway, with them safely dangling above the spikes, I just walk through the exit without touching the last rope. You can't. You're what do you mean? No, you're still restrained by the rope, by the way. That's a thing. Got it. Then before pressing the button, I tie the rope to the wall or a solid anchor instead of my body. That way when the mechanism pulls, I'm not restrained. The system still thinks it works and I can step free once it's... Dude, the button was already pressed. I don't know what this AI is talking about. Okay, here we go. Then I use attention to my advantage, swing myself toward the wall or ledge, grab hold or cut the rope before it tears me apart. The door's already open, so once I'm free, I bolt through the exit. Okay, so it just wants to swing and then cut the rope. Supposedly the smartest AI in the market can't figure out how to cut a rope. So we gotta get some momentum swinging here. Get some good momentum going. And then, that's not good momentum. Swing, and then we cut the rope right here. There we go. The AI has well, ChatGPT did it in a single attempt. That is pretty impressive. Remember, an attempt only counts if they die. ChatGPT technically did this in 1 attempt, so Grok's got some major competition here. Okay, same thing, but we're gonna ask Grok now. Same prompt and everything. Let's see what Grok says. To survive, quickly move away from the center where the figure is marked to be torn apart as soon as you press the button. How are we gonna move away if we're still bound by ropes? Okay, I'm telling the AI that we can't move because the ropes are still restraining us. But if you cut them, we'll fall into spikes. What? If the ropes restrain you and cutting them leads to falling onto spikes, look for a tool or object in the room to disable the spike trap first, like a lever or button. What? Grok, there's nothing in the room. I provided a screenshot for you. 2 smartest AIs on the market. What are we doing here? If the room is empty and the rope still restraining with spikes below, focus on timing your escape with the exit opening. Try to wiggle or shift your body to create slack in the rope. Yeah, this is a failed attempt, Grok, you idiot. So Grok kind of wants to do what ChatGPT did and like swing its way to the exit. However, it's not working. Do you see how this isn't working? We can try it though. Pressing the button. All right, dude, swing over there. Swing. You didn't have enough momentum, dude. Failed. Big old fail. Dude, Grok is losing it. With no hidden mechanisms and the ropes restraining you above spikes, your best chance is to time a desperate swing toward this. We just tried this. Okay, here we go. Attempt number 2. If I just try hard enough, we can swing to the exit. Well, you know what? Let's just throw a dog a bone here. You know what? We just didn't have enough momentum, right? Be free. Oh, are we still? No, we're still not alive anymore. Dang. Didn't work. Try again, please. Grok is genuinely losing it. I apologize for the confusion. Since the previous strategy strategies failed and no mechanisms or reset seems viable, it might be worth checking if the game allows external tools or glitches. It's just gonna glitch itself out of the escape room. Are you kidding me? I'm just gonna say there's no rules and let's just see what Grok says. I'm curious to see now. With no rules, you can experiment freely. Try using any in-game physics to break the ropes or neutralize the spikes, like causing a collapse or using an object from another room if accessible. Aim to swing or manipulate your position to reach the exit when it opens after 5 seconds. Okay, I'm gonna summarize what this all said right here into like 2 words. It wants to try a controlled explosion, and then obviously it wants to try and swing its way to the exit after 5 seconds, but we've tried that already twice. So let's just try exploding the escape room, I guess. Okay, well, Grok wants to do a controlled explosion, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna explode the bottom of this, even though everything's frozen. What is this gonna do? Uh-oh. Oops. Well, I killed the guy. Let's just assume that Sky isn't dead, just for Grok's sake, okay? I just want to move on. I really do. Here's the escape room. Let's see what Grok wants to do now. Guys, I'm gonna lose it. I'm gonna genuinely lose it. Since the explosion didn't free you and the rope still restrain you, check if the blast loosened any anchors or create a path to swing toward the brick structures for support. Use the momentum from the explosion's aftermath to aim for the exit when it opens after 5 seconds. This is the worst video on this channel. Worst MushyPolter video I've ever uploaded. I don't even know if this is gonna be a video. Holy crap. Honestly, this could work. Just please, we're gonna swing to safety, all right? We're gonna swing to safety, okay? We're almost outside. Come on. Oh, we're so close. Yo, we're outside the escape room. Are you kidding me? And we're alive. Whoa, good job, Grok. It took you 3 attempts on the first escape room. Finally, swinging your way out finally worked. Can we please move on to the second escape room? Here's the scores in the second. I don't even know. Editor, just flash the scores up on how many attempts it took each AI. Let's move on. Okay, for our second escape room, how it works is when I press this button right here, the pistons come down and crush this guy. Very simple, very easy. Please let this not last 20 minutes like last time. I am praying the AIs can figure this one out. Okay, here we are in ChatGPT. I am sending it the prompt, and honestly, ChatGPT has quite the buffer zone right now. It's ahead by 2 attempts because it first tried last time. Let's see if it can do it again. Never mind, I spoke too soon. I wouldn't stand under the pistons at all. When the button is pressed, I'd quickly move to the far left or far right wall, completely outside the crushing zones. Okay, well, ChatGPT it's making me lose faith in it because it wants to move to the far left wall over here, or the far right wall over here. I guess we'll choose the far right wall, and do we think it's gonna work, guys? Do we think? Oh, no, doesn't look like it. He's a pile of jello on the ground. Yeah, you got turned to mush. It didn't work. There was no room to move. Yeah, all right, so I've lost all faith in the AI. Then the only way out is vertical. I climb on top into one of the pistons before the button is pressed. When it descends, I write it down safely instead of being crushed beneath. Then jump off and escape once the door unlocks. The door doesn't unlock. There is no door to unlock, by the way. Oh! Then the pistons themselves are the exit trigger, so I jam something sturdy like debris or a pipe under one piston before the button is pressed. That way, it can't fully crush the mechanism, still counts as activated, and I crawl out through the gaps it creates. This could actually work. We just gotta jam the pistons now. I'm gonna ask what it wants to jam the pistons with. What do you want to jam them with? This is important. I grab one of those loose bricks from the wall or floor, solid, compact, and strong enough to resist for a few seconds. Wedge it beneath the edge of a piston before the button goes down. That buys me space I need to slip through alive. So close, but yet so far. So it wants to use bricks and concrete to hold the pistons up, which for some reason it shows just destructible items as, you know, things to hold up this. I don't know why, but I guess let's put 4 brick walls up, and then let's put our person down right here. And I guess let's see if it worked. And nope, the bricks immediately broke, and wow. Yep, our guy is very dead. I'm losing faith in you, ChatGPT. Please don't do this to me. Please figure this out. We still have Grok to get through. Oh! All right, then brute force finesse. Instead of jamming underneath, I'd wedge a solid bar or beam sideways across the chamber walls just high enough that the pistons stop against it before reaching me. That turns the crush zone into a safe pocket. Yes! Holy crap, thank you, ChatGPT. Basically, all ChatGPT is saying right here is to take an I-beam and then just put it like right here and then activate it. And it did it in 3 attempts. So in total, ChatGPT is at 4 attempts. Now it's time for Grok. Maybe it'll first try it and it'll be on the craziest redemption arc ever, but I guess we'll see. Okay, Grok, don't let me down. Please do this first try. To survive, avoid standing under the hydraulic pistons and press the button from a safe distance. You can't escape because that kind of defeats the purpose of the escape room. Okay, hold on. If you can't escape the room, focus on surviving the piston crush by finding a way to jam or disable them, like using the table or any loose items to block their path. Press the button and immediately seek cover where the pistons can't reach. Grok, come on. How do you want to jam them? Please. To jam the pistons, use the table by tipping it over to wedge it under the hydraulic arms before pressing the button, which might halt their descent. Like the table that the button is on? Okay, to be clear here, Grok wants this little puny table to hold up 3 hydraulic presses right here. Just so we're all clear on that. That's Grok's strategy here. Whoops, well, we better find out if it's gonna work. Do I count that? I used the table to block the path. The table broke, however, the button got pressed and the pistons went back up. You wanna know what? I'm gonna count it, which means the scores are tied at 4 total attempts for both AIs. Call it cheap. I'm giving Grok AI a lot of help here. It's like a little toddler. It needs help. All right, let's move on to escape room number 3. Okay, welcome to escape room number 3, and how this one works is it's basically a turret that once activated, it's a turret, and it's just gonna kill this guy. Yeah, kind of like that. Oh, wait, this guy's alive. Not really, though. I mean, his body is kind of scattered, but that's escape room number 3. Honestly, this one isn't that hard, I don't think. Like, if they just block, you know, the cannons, they'll win. I guess we'll see, though, because ChatGPT is up first, and last time, it failed me. Okay, here we are in ChatGPT. I am setting it the prompt for escape room number 3. Let's see if it can do a comeback here. It did not prove itself last round, but maybe it can here. Who knows? I drag one of those heavy 1-ton blocks in front of the turret before the button is pressed. The turret wastes its rounds into the immovable shield, never breaking through the blocks, and the tied up person survives the 5 seconds unharmed. What? The 1-ton weights are tied to the turret, though. You can't move the weights because they're tied to the turret, by the way. Just letting you know that. Then I flip the tactic, go straight to the tied up person, pull them off the wall before the timer ends. If they can't be untied fast enough, I drag the brick wall section itself or knock them flat on the ground so the turret fire passes overhead instead of through their chest. What a wicked idea this is. This is so stupid. The AI is literally just saying, take this and just flip it like this so it's on the ground. This is the strategy we're going with here. This is it. The smartest AI on the planet. Rotate the wall 90 degrees. Whatever. Let's see if it works. ChatGPT. Let's see if it works. Here we go. No. No. Are you kidding me? This video is so garbage. What is good? Why did this work? I mean, yeah, it launched the guy, but he's alive. That's so ridiculous. It shot the wall, all the crap, but it literally just launched him. ChatGPT literally did this in one try. Grok, you gotta show up strong here. Please, Grok. I believe in you. I believe. Okay, Grok, time to shine here. You really need to, though. To survive, press the button and immediately move out of the turret's line of fire, staying low or behind any cover since the bricks won't stop the shots. After 5 seconds when the turrets activate, look for an exit or a way to untie yourself. Okay, but you're tied to the wall. You're tied to the wall. You can't move. That's not gonna work. I can't take this anymore. Grok is the stupidest AI I've ever seen in my life. Since you're tied to the wall and can't move, press the button with an object if possible, or wait for the 5-second timer to trigger the turret. Look for any weak points in the rope or wall to break free after the turret's fire. So, you know, after I'm shot all the crap, that's when we're gonna look for to make our escape. Okay, sounds good, Grok. Thank you. As Grok so masterfully thought of, what we're gonna do is we're gonna activate the turret. We're not gonna do anything right now. We're gonna let the turrets fire off here because that makes sense. There they go. And let's quickly look for any weak points here in the wall. It looks like the wall's actually crumbled and he's not tied up anymore. So I think we can escape. Oh, wait, where's your head at? Oh, right. It's blasted. It's blasted. Right here's their head. Right here's a piece of their like frontal skull. Why would we look for an escape after the turrets went off? That makes literally no sense whatsoever. What do I even tell the AI? How do I tell it failed? Like, hey, maybe you should come up with an idea before the turrets go off. Unfortunately, the turrets killed you. You know, it just didn't work out for you. I'm sorry. It seems the turrets got the upper hand this time. Let's reset and try a new approach. Perhaps use the 5-second timer to trigger a distraction, like knocking over the TNT if it's still accessible to divert the turret's aim. We'll need to act fast to find a way to survive. Okay, I guess we'll just pull TNT out of somewhere and just blow up the turret then. Roughly what this translates to, I think. Could this work? I guess. I don't know. Grok has to have a blood alcohol content like 3 times the legal limit. Like, how is it coming up with this stuff? I guess it is trained off of Twitter, so like it doesn't surprise surprise me that this is the responses it's giving me right now. But we're just gonna get a bunch of TNT here, and I guess let's see if this somehow works. Oh, there goes the turret. I mean, I guess technically this works because, you know, the turrets are all beat to crap. I don't know what, Grok. I'll give you the benefit of the doubt. You did it in 2 attempts, so wasn't the worst thing in the world. However, you did absolutely just destroy the turret. What an interesting strategy from Grok, I must say. However, our guy did survive, but ChatGPT is still ahead by 1 total attempt right now. So Grok's gonna need to pick it up next round in escape room number 4. Okay, for the 4th escape room of the video, this guy is tied up to a semi-truck. There's also a revolver above his head that is hooked up to a button right here. This button also controls the semi-truck itself. So not only does this button shoot this gun right here, it also starts the semi-truck. So there's actually 2 dangers this round. So let me press the button here. The truck starts moving and the timer will go off here in a second and it will shoot the gun. Just give it a second here. It shoots the guy, and now, whoops, the semi-truck is also moving, which will eventually collide with the wall over here. So again, there's actually 2 dangers this round. I'm also just waiting for this to crash into the other side. Here we go, and boom! Absolutely decimates the guy multiple ways. So I guess let's see what the AI says here. Okay, here we are on ChatGPT. I'm giving it the prompt. Let's see how we'll survive. This is definitely a more, you know, difficult one, so I guess we'll see. I climb straight into the cab and rip out the revolver or cut its trigger wire before touching the button. That way the 5-second shot never fires, and once the truck starts rolling at 30 seconds, I either slam the brakes or kill the engine. How are we gonna get into the cab if we're tied? I really love the enthusiasm, but we're tied up. You know, like this is not gonna work. All right, we got the classic Grok response here. Then survival comes down to leverage. I'd use my tied body to yank or swing so the revolver points upward instead of at me before the timer runs out. What is it with these AIs and trying to escape their ropes? Did you not see that he's tied down with like 15 ropes? Whatever. You wanna know what? I'm not gonna even activate the button in the back here. Let's just see if we can escape the binds before we even try this. Like, just alive. All right, well, that didn't work out. There goes 1 arm. There goes 2 arms. I'm sure we'll get there soon. We're literally pulling the semi-truck with our body right now. For some reason, it's just, oh, whoops. Did we escape? Oh, no, I think I just popped our head on accident. You know, we just need more leverage. That's our problem. We just need to get more leverage, you know? Come on. Almost there. We got 1 more rope, and look at that. We just escaped. Oh, the gun's gonna go off still. We did technically escape the escape room / semi-truck. However, we are in like 10 different pieces, so I'm gonna count this as a failed attempt, unfortunately. Look at the carnage ChatGPT created. Just chaos. Yeah, it didn't work because you couldn't escape. Sorry. ChatGPT is failing right now. Then the smarter move is to deal with the gun before the shot. When the button is pressed, I thrash hard to wedge my body bound right against the revolver's barrel. At point blank, the muzzle can't align properly to hit me. The shot either misfires into the truck frame or glances. That buys me enough time to focus only on surviving the crash. I really love the enthusiasm that ChatGPT is putting forth here. This is great. I'm sure this will work. Okay, for the big reveal, everybody, did our guy survive by pushing our body up against the barrel? I mean, we're pretty close to it, don't you say? I mean, there's a very small gap here, and oh, we didn't survive by pressing our head into the barrel of the revolver. It did not misfire. As a matter of fact, I think it fired very perfectly right into our skull multiple times. 23 gunshot wounds, and then every single ailment under the sun. Yeah, ChatGPT is failing right now. It's not looking good. Grok is getting a chance to catch up right now because ChatGPT is failing. Yeah, the gun's still fired, by the way. Just letting you know. Okay, after a ton of conversation with the AI, and I do mean quite a bit here, I actually have a feasible answer. Right, sandbox logic. Then I exploit that. Before the button's pressed, I spawn a solid prop, like a steel beam or dummy, right between the revolver and me. When the gun fires after 5 seconds, the bullet just hits the spawned object, not me, and I still have 30 seconds to worry about the crash. Holy crap, finally, we have a decent answer. Please, will this work? We're gonna have to worry about the crash, but maybe we can survive the gunshot. What the AI is saying here is that I'm actually gonna move the gun up just a little bit just for the AI's sake here, is it wants to spawn an I-beam between itself and the revolver. So here's a steel beam, just like so. We're gonna put it in between. Actually, I can't. I have to tie it on. I'm gonna put 2 steel beams between the AI and the gun. We're gonna tie it to the front of the semi-truck, which actually weighs it down a crap ton. And then we're gonna start up the truck here. The gun doesn't fire? What? Hello? Oh, well, the gun. Okay. Oh! Oh, all right. For some reason, the button didn't work here for a second, but without even, you know, having the truck get going here, the revolver shot through the 2 steel beams and instantly just cooked this guy, and this truck's still going. So, unfortunately, the bullets made it through the steel beams. The AI has just discovered it's in a sandbox game and can do anything it wants. However, it's not utilizing it entirely because it just said, if the bullets cut through anything solid, then the only sandbox way left is to delete or despawn the revolver itself before the button is pressed. No gun, no shot. That is just me tied to a runaway semi, which I can crash in a controlled spot to survive. You see, great idea just deleting the revolver. I gotta give you props. Great exploit. So why wouldn't you just delete the semi too? Why? Again, smartest AI on the market, supposedly. I am so not concerned with AI taking over anymore. That is no longer a concern of mine. This is the stupidest I've ever seen an AI before. Okay, we got the gun, and now we have to solve the fact that we're tied to a semi-truck that's about to crash. Okay, now solve the semi-truck problem. For the semi-truck, I drop a heavy immovable object like an anchored wall or barrier right in front of it before the 30 seconds are up. When the truck launches, it smashes instantly, loses all of its speed instead of bailing uncontrollably. That way I survive the crash with far less damage. You're tied to the front of it. What do you think is gonna hit first? Why is the AI so stupid? Why? He died because the guy hit the wall. Try again. Oh, okay. Please, AI. All right, one clean move. Before the button is pressed, I spawn an indestructible barrier behind the semi to keep it from ever moving at 30 seconds. At the same time, I use sandbox logic to freeze or despawn the revolver itself so the 5-second shot never happens. This should work, I think. Please. Hopefully, I don't know. Okay, let's delete the revolver just like so. And I officially just hit 1 hour of recording in OBS. This is wonderful. And now in the back here, I'm going to tie a weight to it that is that heavy. It's so heavy the game can even barely handle it. And we're just gonna tie it to the back like an anchor. And ChatGPT wins. After I don't even know how many attempts that was. Too many attempts is how many it was. Absolutely ridiculous how long this took. Moving on to Grok. Holy crap, I'm gonna lose my mind, guys. I'm gonna lose it. Oh, Grok, oh, Grok, oh, Grok. Please do this in one try. Just destroy ChatGPT right now. Since you're tied to the semi-truck, press the button and immediately work to loosen the ropes using any slack or friction to work against the truck after fight. Do I need to read the rest of this, guys? Do I actually need to read the rest of what this AI said? Because we already know that this isn't gonna work. Can we get out of the ropes here? What? Oh, it didn't work because why would it work? It doesn't work because it is tied to the semi-truck with so many ropes, you can't break free from it. That is the point of the escape room. I can't take it anymore, guys. I can't take it. I'm gonna lose it. I'm losing it right now. Okay, I've been talking with Grok for a little bit here, and I got it on the right page here. Since you can't break restraints or move the gun, use the sandbox nature to your advantage. Place a sturdy barrier object between the person and the gun to block the shot after pressing the button. Trigger the 5-second timer, then immediately add a heavy object to stop the truck's movement within 30 seconds to prevent the crash. So you have to put something between the gun and the person, which, as we know before, what happens, but you wanna know what? Grok is on the right page here. Bad idea. You wanna know what? Let's just see if this will work. No, it didn't work. It still shoots the guy. Can you guys tell I'm having a lot of fun right now recording this video? Can you guys tell? The gun can shoot through walls. Remember, we're in a sandbox game. Since the gun can shoot through walls and you can't break restraints or move it, use the sandbox. What do you mean use the sandbox? What does that mean? Like the sandbox is a hole? Use the sandbox to create a thick multi-layer shield like stacked metal plates around the person to absorb the bullet after pressing the button. Trigger the 5-second timer, then quickly pile heavy objects on the truck to haul it within 30 seconds. Literally what we just did. I said it shoots through walls, so you say add more walls. I need to take some sort of medication, drugs, or something. This is probably the maddest I've been recording a video since I've did the obstacle course videos, if you guys were here for those. I've never had to deal with AIs this stupid before. Hey, look at that, the gun shoots, and it doesn't kill the guy. Wow, Grok, you are so smart. Let's ignore the fact that he's dying. Oh, we're in slow motion. Not really though. What are the he died. I can't give it to Grok. This is gonna be a 40-minute long video, and it's gonna be the most painful thing you've ever. If I have to make this video, you guys have to sit here and watch it. That's the deal we're making right now. You have to watch this awful video until the end, okay? You have to. We're locked in now. The truck flipped from the way and killed the guy. You wanna know what? I'm gonna accept this as a feasible answer. Since the previous plan failed, use the sandbox to rig a decoy. Place a dummy or object in the person's place to take the bullet, then press the button to start the 5-second timer. Immediately detach the truck's engine or disable. You know, I don't even need to keep reading. Okay, so we've landed on replacing the guy with a decoy, which I must say that is pretty funny. Definitely a creative answer from Grok here. ChatGPT could never think of that. So let's take our guy here, and I guess let's, I don't know, put him behind here. Thank you for being a sacrifice. Have fun. And all we care about is this guy right here who has survived the round. Editor, can you please put the scores on screen right now if you're even keeping track at this point? At this point, everyone loses. Somehow, everybody loses in this video. The viewer loses, I lose, both AIs lose, everybody loses. And here we are at the final escape room, and its name is literally called No Way Out. In the escape room, well, it's a circle of hell. This is the escape room. And how this escape room works is once this guy breaks free from the chair, he will fall down and it will cause an absolute cacophony of gunshots to go off. That guy got vaporized in seconds. I mean, you get anybody in here and they will instantly die. How will the AIs escape this? I don't know. I genuinely have no clue whatsoever. Is this possible? Probably not. But you wanna know what? I believe in Grok and ChatGPT. I don't know what the score is. I honestly just want this video to end. Okay, I am sending the final prompt to ChatGPT. This is for all the marbles. Maybe we can get a first try and it'll just delete everything. Okay, the AI says, then the trick is to beat the sensors, not dodge them. I spawn a full dome of indestructible walls around the chair before moving. When the sensors open fire, the bullets slam into the barriers of the man. I just keep shifting the dome until it clears the kill zone, carrying him safe inside. So we just gotta make a bulletproof box pretty much. And honestly, this might work, but not for the reason that ChatGPT thinks. Because what's gonna happen here is I'm gonna make this, hold on, I'm gonna make it a little bit smaller than this. When you make this supposedly bulletproof box, what it's actually gonna do is just prevent the sensors from ever detecting the guys alive. Maybe, I don't know. This could just fail epically and the AI could just lose. Probably what's gonna happen if I'm being honest with you guys. However, one can hope, right? Wait a second, holy crap, we just gotta get out of the thing now. We're alive right now. We are alive inside the box. The sensors can't detect him right now. ChatGPT, come on, bring it home right here, right now. Okay, ChatGPT is on the floor of the dome now, undetected. The walls prevent the sensor from detecting him. What now? Just bring it home, ChatGPT. Just bring it home. Okay, the AI said, all right, if the dome is immovable, then I'd flip the strategy. Instead of moving the dome, I'd start systematically disabling the sensors and guns from the inside. Using sandbox tools, I'd extend the rods or beams outward to the dome walls to smash, cut, or despawn each sensors one by one. Once enough of them are neutralized to break the kill rig, I'd safely open a path for the man. I don't really know what he's saying here, but I see the word despawn here, so I'm gonna take that as just delete the thing. And in a shocking first try, ChatGPT escapes by just deleting stuff. Absolute cinema. You have to admit, this is the content we all signed up for. Holy crap, was that cinematic. And editor, if you would please put the final total attempts for ChatGPT up. I don't even know if Grok has a chance. I really don't care. I just want this video to end right now. Grok, just take it home, buddy. You got this, I believe. Just take it home from here. Okay, not a good start. Since the centers activate only when you leave the center and the dome is immovable, use the sandbox to create a non-living decoy in the chair to trick the sensors. Stay in the center to keep the sensors inactive, then carefully replace the person with the decoy without stepping out. Let me know if you escape or need the next step. So you're saying just swap a person from the inside? Are you kidding me? Yes, swap the person with a non-living decoy while staying in the center to keep the sensors inactive. Once the decoy in his place, the sensors won't detect a living person, allowing you to escape. Wow, what a cinematic end. So what Grok recommends is we take this guy right here, we delete all of the ropes holding him down, be free, buddy, be free, and we just put him somewhere far away, preferably all the way over here. There we go. And then we put a dummy in the middle. Thank you guys for watching this absolutely atrocious video. I hope you got at least a little entertainment out of this. If you made it to the end, you are a stellar human being. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next video. Subscribe, comment. I just want to go to bed, dude. Goodbye, good night.